Okay, start of another mission. Stopping by the little spring on Highway 29. You can still fill up your canteens here for free. And the water is beautiful and cool. You can hear the traffic up above. We're down in the dry creek bed. We have the Garrett AT PRO. And look, we're already picking up hot rocks on the magnet. But this is that pickaxe that I modified and restored, setting a wooden handle because the PVC handle was just flexing too much on me. It wouldn't break, but it way too much flex. And we're downstream from the ford crossing that we were exploring a few days ago, and still have more interest and wanted to poke over it with the metal detector. So started a little bit downstream so I could see some new territory. And on the way, you can see all this vinca spilling over this bank here in a flat spot. I think we're going to climb out of the creek bed here and go poke around a little bit and see if there's any iron up here. Because, yeah, vinca, not native. Well, as I climb up here, I see that this vinca is spread all about. It can just float downstream and plant itself, but can't tell if we have a natural embankment or if this is a road coming through here. Remember that when I say creek crossing or fording, this isn't like a huge river with a ferry. Would have been like yearly, like remake the little spot where you cross the washes and stuff. And we're in a pretty steep, deep canyon here, so they had to go back and forth across it. Who knows how many times. We're going to figure all that out. I do see really huge towering trees right in front of us. About 5 of them and the vinca. But I wanted to show you this as I move it. It's got a rock on top of it. Some sort of blue fabric. I don't know. Oh! Look what's right next to it. Look. That's weird. See how one thing leads you to the next? It's a full-on deer school. Look at that. That is pretty cool. Let's see. Yeah, no, they just ate away all the delicate parts. It's not cut. So some big old buck laid down here in this vinca on top of the spot and finished his moment. Pretty awesome. See, the little critters have been coming along. You see the tooth marks on there where they've been chewing on it to get their calcium. And that ivory is, it's pretty far gone. Yeah, it's dry and cracked and aged. Otherwise I would carve it. I'll leave it there and think about it. I know where it is. Big vinca patch on the way in. Okay, I'm going to turn on the machine and I'll let you know if I get any signals. Okay. No signals out here. Had on all iron audio. Big trees above it, and you can see the vinca patch is actually down there. So I don't know what to say except for it's just a very lush center island. That's actually a stump. And I'm going to leave the headphones off as we crawl through here because I gotta listen for snakes and other creatures. I am by myself, remember that. So I am the one that's responsible for getting myself in and out of here. I think I see the old road is what we're walking along. So there might be 20 little flat spots along it, but it would be hard for us to see. Okay, we are back up here at the big crossing above the Three Forks, and I'm getting like a crazy 92 signal at it right here. So I'll try and do this with you. Let me put you on the tripod. Okay, hopefully that'll do you. Come on, let's start the day with a big old silver coin. Or whatever. This is our first signal. I chased something else and could never get it. I'm digging out right under you. Well, it's pretty small, that's good. It's not a 3-foot long bar of iron. Which, believe me, I would take that too at this point. Okay. We're going to do the shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. Now I edit out the part where you have to wait. There it is. It flew behind me somehow. Is a little flat. What are you? Piece of metal so far. That's all that I can say. Okay, that was the first dig. We will work our way up here. And I'll see what we find on the bottom in between the cobble. Pretty big cobble. Well, there's the tree with the marking. Unfortunately, I worked the water. I didn't find anything. So, what I did was I got over here and I'm getting lost. Where are you? Pretty high little signal. It says it's 2 inches under the ground right there. So it's not lying evidently. Still in the ground here, so we'll start a little ways higher. Got to perfect our picking skills. There it is. I see a shell. Luger. This next one said it was a 45. Oh, it's right in front of our face. That's a personal something. There's the back to a, you know, like a pin. You squeeze that, push it on there. Huh. Only leaving the water a little ways. But I figure that I'll go up the road here, just up to the first bend, and we'll just see what rattled off. Because people probably stopped here before they went across the water, unless they were just flying along. Either way, stuff could have got dropped. Okay, I'm going to bring you in on this because I just saw it fly by. This would be our 4th target. And pretty sure it was a penny. But it would be a coin. There it is. Oh. It's a Memorial Lincoln. Okay. From, I think it says 80 something. 1984. I think it's a Zinkin. Okay. Well, we got a coin. First coin of the day. Let's move on. Okay. We might have 2 targets here. I'm not sure. So we'll start with the loudest. It says it's 85. Set up here. I kind of marked it by scuffing my foot here. Ooh, oh, it's another penny. That would account for the high tone. It's probably a copper. 1984. Casing. Okay. There's 5. Well, 5 and 6. A messy little spot of signals here. We actually haven't moved far. And got another little 22 casing. But I am also getting still a high signal out of here. So maybe another... Pull this poison oak out of the way. There you. The bag of change. Oh. We're still getting our high signal here, people. Let's check it with the big machine. Yes. Going deep. Clash, shout out, man, this one's for you. And to all the people out there who battle the Coors cans internationally and at home. Well, that made a good signal. It's not what we're looking for. Whew. Got my heart pumping. Hey, this one says 60s on my Garrett. Probably bullet, kind of bullet. Remington UMC. Well, of course the mosquitoes are crazy. It's been wet here, muggy. I wasn't sure about this one. It's kind of scratchy. Yep. Scratchy 55. We got another 20. Okay, this one says it's between 78 and 80. And 2 inches down here somewhere. Huh. A little farther. Let's re-ground balance in case I accidentally was too close to it. Okay. Call in the big machine. Even more happier now. It says it's a little ways down. So. Loosen this. A big old bullet. Well, I just got these 2 out of the same hole. That is a really old bullet. We will put that in our little sight pouch here. This is what I like to use. Just leave one little opening open. And then this looks interesting to me. You know, I love my little brooches and ornate things. Question mark on that. And our next little target is a shot lead projectile tip of a modern bullet. You can see where the case crimped onto it there. I didn't bring you along on this because I was hunting a mix of, I couldn't tell what, and it looks like melted lead and little nails. There's just a bunch of them. Well, this bunch. They're scattered around this little spot. It looks like there might have even been a fire here. But way days ago, and it was buried down. It's had all the water washing off of it. We're in the mouth of the road. Right as you come across the little crossing. And up here. and kind of goes up here. You can see the entrance and up to some flat areas, and then winding off through the woods that direction back the way we came. Okay. There's a little campfire ring, pop top. This looks like a heavy duty zipper off of an old sleeping bag. And then I noticed right here a bunch of cans. Kind of check those out real quick together. How old are ya? Oh, square poppers and heavy cans. Those aren't brand new or anything. Make a little can dump out of them. So people were hanging out here. There's all this flat area right above here too that I want to look at. So we will give it a go through. It looks like we have a 2-for-1 here. There's something hidden in the screen that I spotted as I knelt down to get the signal. So let's go after the signal. Let me know if you see anything else. Oh, well, that's what that is. It's some sort of bottle top. Now, do you see it? So, there's the tree with the fork. A few hundred yards that way is all the grinding bowls. There's the road that goes up. Here's the crossing. Here's the little flat spot right on the other side. Here's White Man Fire. Maybe. Yeah, because it's in the middle of the road. And this laying next to it. Lost in the leaves for who knows how long. Looks like a, there's a little edge to put your energy behind. Looks like we have a left-hander. Wow. What to do, what to do, what to do. Lord, look at that. Laying there for who knows how long. The bottle behind it. What are you? 76? Is it Lucky Lager? Well, let's go look at what this piece of metal is and decide for ourselves for sure. I'm already drip drying out a little bit, so I'm gonna avoid just wading all the way out. We'll walk down here. Okay. God, it's big. There's one end of it. Well, that could be a stand for a cart wheel. Yeah, it's gonna take 2 hands. I'll be right back. I got it out. I already put it over here. Around these holes are deeper than they look. And for those of you who guessed strap off a wagon wheel, it's about the right size and thickness. It really is, off a big old Conestoga wagon. That's the pool it was laying at. There's our little spot where the road goes up on that side. There's our crooked tree. And there's the old road up. And most definitely, you can see it is thick enough and rounded, and it's seen the test of time. And I've seen the roadways where these cut down, you know, it'd be all wood construction and a couple of metal bands on the outside. I think that's pretty cool. I think some of those dents there might have actually come. Yeah, look at that. Awesome. You know, smooth so it wouldn't hit anything running along the way. That's probably a wheel that laid there in the deeps of that pool for however long. I just had to roll some big boulders off of it. I know it's misshapen now, but it's thick and yeah, about the right size of a wagon wheel. So I'm glad we pulled that out. That's really cool. I love how each little thing is still there and inset. You know what that means is the wood was still there when this got lost, because it just rotted away from the bolts. So that's what we can recover of that wagon wheel after 100 or more years. It'd be crazy. Early history of the area. I think we're going to set that up out of the water so it doesn't get reburied in the gravels. We'll lean it up on that side of the ford against one of these big trees, like maybe the big one you can see is swept out here for all time. That way other people can enjoy it if they come along investigating the details. Very cool. I love that. I love that this traveled down that road and for some reason didn't make it any farther. Maybe completely busted out the center hub or something and they had to go get a new one, you know? Still, don't know why you wouldn't reuse that part. That's my guess though. I am agreeing with whoever said strapping off of an old cart tire. Let me know if you weren't going to keep that and you were going to leave it behind. Would you leave it out in the air or would you put it back in the water? My only fear of putting it back in the water is that it'll get more mangled up and destroyed and maybe never be found. Hoping that here it would be found in 200 years when people care even more and they're going back over these sites and they find that. But my only fear with leaving it on the land is that now that it's out of the water, will it rust super bad? It's not crazy pitted and it's not in salt water or anything, but let me know, because depending on what you, the experts, say, you know, we can always just put it back in the deep pool where it's lived for 100 years too. And I would do that for you, just to keep it safe. Let me know what the rightest thing to do is, and I appreciate it. I always appreciate it. Okay, back on the far side of the creek, just pop this out of the ground, wanted to look at it with you. I cannot identify what that ornate little thing is. It's definitely a piece of a machine. The next item out of the ground, an inch or two away, is another little molten, you know, could have been from a modern campfire or not. Could be from fixing the wheel on the far side of the creek. Probably happened more than once. Steep downhill and then a big crunchy bottom. Now there's a personal item. It's probably not super old. It's got some designs on there. Got some words on there. Kang Hui. Okay. Not ancient. This is an ignore the mosquitoes screaming 8385 signal. Ooh. It's not laying on the surface. Gently go around this here. It's a coin. What do we got? Oh. What do we got? Please let it be something old. No. It's an Eisenhower. 1972. Hey. But screaming 80 signal. Pulled a coin. 70s. US 10-cent dime. I won't knock that. Come on. That was good for me. Was it good for you? Absolutely screaming 81. I'm calling it a copper coin. Oh, I thought it was an eagle or something. It is a 1988 dime. US 10-cent piece. I got confused about the torch and olives and stuff on the side and the back. Okay. US 10-cent dime. Okay. I'm going to call it done for the day at this spot. If I find anything else, I'm going to poke around a little bit more. Otherwise, this is our outro, opposite of the intro. And I hope that you enjoyed it. Hope that answered some questions. I answered some of my own, at least about what the piece of metal was. You know, we got to paw through this a little bit. Plus, there's no pile of silver coins laying on the bottom of this pool as far as I could tell. And got to hike all around. I went down the road. Didn't show you that part. Went up to where the hills slope up. We went upstream last time. So I feel like I got a lot of the lay of this little spot, and we sure got to see the secrets of all the different layers as far as we can get in a couple of little short pokes. So on down the road. Thanks for joining me on this adventure. Remember, leave anything, any comments, thoughts, ideas, anything down below. I appreciate it. You're building community. We're all keeping it alive and keeping it real. And the quest for details goes on.